people would understand my job to be directing and coordinating all of government through cabinet ministers. However, I also want to point out that I stand here as a minister of government as well, with direct oversight of several substantial portfolio responsibilities. I don't only direct, convene, and preside, I also do the heavy lifting of ministerial work as well. Over 4 ministries. Madam Speaker, the leader of the opposition only talks. I do the job of Prime Minister, and I head 4 other ministries. The leader of the opposition only talks. Yes. Many times nonsense. Yes. And takes home $27 million. In the last term, the leader of the opposition earned more than the Prime Minister. Earned more than the Prime Minister. The opposition spokesman on finance stood in this house and said the opposition has no problem with the increase in MP salaries. A few days later, the PNP General Secretary put out a release saying they strongly object to the salary increase for cabinet ministers and members of parliament. Yet, Madam Speaker, none of them, with their self-righteous objection, declined to take their salary increase. None of them. In fact, Madam Speaker, they were the first ones calling the Parliament to find out the amount of their retroactive pay. I'll share this video, Madam Speaker. A member on that side, not to be named. A member on that side, not to be named, obviously concerned that the public posture of the PNP could force the government to reverse the pay increase, called to say that I should ignore the statement of the PNP General Secretary and the leader of the opposition, as all their MPs agreed with the increase and could not survive without it. You know yourself. Madam Speaker, when I took the decision to forego the pay increase, I said in a widely circulated press statement, this has broader implications for not only the current holder of the office of Prime Minister, but previous Prime Ministers or their surviving spouses, and possibly future Prime Ministers. It therefore must be considered very carefully. My current decision to forego any salary increase could easily be changed by another Prime Minister in the future, or a new mandate may give an opportunity to reconsider the Prime Minister's salary. On September 3rd, 2025, leader of the opposition, the people of Jamaica weighed all these matters in the political scale and gave my administration a new mandate based on the work done to earn their confidence. Madam Speaker, I have a gift here. If the standing orders would allow, I want to give it to the leader of the opposition. If you don't want, that's fine. But I thought it would have been so appropriate. I thought this would be a good. By the way, Madam Speaker, this is a cap that is one of our local designers. It's a very popular cap, and I thought that the leader of the opposition would do well to Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, the opposition spokesman on finance raised the issue of the rate of capital expenditure. He went on to suggest that the size of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development and its share of the national capital budget is the reason for slow utilization. Therefore, it should be deconstructed as a super ministry. The slow pace of utilization of the capital budget has nothing to do with the present configuration of the ministries. The cross-cutting issues of slow investment appraisal, permitting and approvals, procurement, and contracting, coupled with a lack of efficient, well-resourced enterprise-scale contractors, is the cause of the low conversion of the capital budget into economic value, leading to greater levels of growth. In other words, we are an overly bureaucratic country with supply-side weaknesses which constrain our growth horizon. Despite these challenges, it must be noted that the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, on average, has spent more than 97% of its capital allocation for the last 4 budgets.